welcome. You join us today in the front of our Range Rover Evoque. We are looking for the amplifier. So we are gonna, it's under the passenger seat. Now in America, I'm not sure if it's still on this side or whether it's under the other side. But that's not my problem because I don't live in America. But we do have lots of American viewers and welcome. Right, here we go. So to remove the seat, I haven't done this before. This seat's never been out of this car, but it's new. So we have these E sockets. Now it is an E10. Right, now don't worry, I'll get an E10 socket. But actually don't panic because this is just a standard 10mm socket. And I reckon it would work just the same. So don't get too stressed out if you don't have a proper, obviously don't go doing it too hard. If it's stiff, don't worry. But look, there you go, that bolt's never been out and we can do that with a 10. I'm working from home again because of this lockdown, so I haven't got my speedy zoomy outer, so I've got my impact driver. So let's have a look how long these bolts are. Oh, he's nearly there. So obviously I've got the seat back. What I'm gonna have to do is take the two front bolts out, then I'm going to have to zoom the seat forward. So that's the bolt, and when we take them out we'll have a look if they're all the same. So I'll get the proper E-socket now, because I guess I might mark the head a bit. So let's get the E-socket and do the other one. Right, so we got the two of those out, they're both the same, so you're not going to get that confused. Right, it's binging at me because I've got the ignition on, because what we've got to do now is, if you've got electric seats, you got to do that. Right, jump in the back, George, have a look and see if we can see the rear bolt.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yep.
Now, will it give us a bit more room if we do that and...
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have we got enough room now?
Yeah.
Need a bit more?
Yeah. I mean, that's good.
That's good, right, okay. Right, let's turn that off, otherwise we'll be bonging all the way. Alright, there you go. And that is not bad, George, we're nearly there. Oh, I think I need just a bit more. Stop. Oh, I've taken the extension off, that's a better plan. What's that down in there, George? Look at that. Oh, Manky Polo. Kids, who'd have them? Oh, bag. We should have cleaned this car before we did the video. What are people going to think of us? I'm not seeing any amplifier yet. Now we've got quite a high spec model here. We've got the dynamic, and I think it's got a reasonable amp. But we'll have a little look. Now that one there, I think is the same as the other two. Let me have a look because I do like to check. Yeah, all bolts are the same. Look. Right, we can't get that wrong. Even we can't get that wrong, George. Happy days. Right, there we go. Ooh. They're shorter than the bolts on the Sport. That's Sport. Now we've got wires going to this seat because we've got obviously electric seats and we've got airbags in the side of the seat. So when we take this out, I'm not sure how much we're going to be able to move the seat before we have to, but that's it. Right, now that should be the seat out now. So let's have a look. If I'm gonna take this little accessory off that we put on, and let's see if I can lift the seat and tip it back. So if you come around the front, now is there some wires under there? Now before you go disconnecting these wires, I'd recommend disconnecting the battery because it's going to get a bit excited, I think. Oh look, an arrow. I never even saw the Indians.
There's a headphone.
That ain't going to be any good, is it? Oh goodness me. There's another good reason to take the seats out is you can actually have a look what's going on under here. Now, I'm trying to lift up the carpet to have a look. Now we can see the bit of an amplifier under there, George. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the seats out. But I'm just going to go to the front and disconnect the battery. So while you're down here, you can pull the bonnet release cable. I'll get the tools and I'll join you under the bonnet. Right, you need to remove the 4 little twist grips that are here. I've lost mine long ago. They look like this actually. And you sort of untwist them and pull them. But not like that. That's even missing. Mine have gone here. This one might be working. You twist them a bit. And then you can sort of pull them out, and they come, there we go, they come with a little rivet like that. You'll have 4 of those in the corner, you know, and then you'll remove that cover off, and that'll expose the battery. So that's this. Oh, people say I should disconnect the negative first, but I've disconnected the positive. Just be careful if you do it. It doesn't really matter. I always spark massive debate. See what I did there with the spark comment? Right, and then we're going to have to find something just to put under there, something plastic, so that it doesn't touch. That's a bit goose, that. Here we go, hold on. Don't do this at home. Bit of wood, look, there we go. Just to stop it touching, something non-conductive to stop it touching. We now know we're safe. We'll leave it a couple of minutes, because we don't want the car to know I'm disconnecting the seats, because it'll upset it with the airbags being disconnected and stuff. Right, we'll leave that a couple of minutes, and then in a minute I'll join you under that seat again. Right, I'm in some contorted angle here to give you the best view. Hopefully I can do this while George films. Right, now what we got under here is a load of connectors. Oh my goodness me, I think I can see. Right, now this nearest one to you, have you got that, George, there?
Yeah.
Yep. You got this little red bit at the bottom, you got to pull it down and pull it out. Oh, not pull it out completely. I don't think I meant to do that. We'll have a look at that. And then you can push on that little tab just there. Can you see that? In the middle.
Yeah.
And that should release that. Shall I see if I can put that connector back together? Oh, there we go. How did he come out? I think he just goes back in like that. Oh, there you go. So I think you're only supposed to pull it out a little bit, and it's supposed to stop you from... There you go. Right, that's that one. Right, we'll gloss over that. Right, and then this one's got an easy catch. It's at the back there. Can you see that?
Yeah.
And if I push that, I should be able to pull that one out. Oh, goodness me, this one's unclipped itself. It's all going wrong. Right, let's have a look what we got. Let's get them in the light. Ah, if I push that there, now can you see what that does there, George? Can you see that there in the middle there? It pushes that. There you go. So when you push that, see, it lifts that. Yep.
Yeah.
And that does that. Right, so that should be that seat fully disconnected now. So we can get this seat out the way. Ah, no. Just, yeah, that should be, there's no seat belts attached to it. So let's have a look if I can untie myself from here. I'm not doing that on camera. And we'll have a look if I can move it. Right, so I think this is not too heavy. You've got to be careful with the metal bits on the back of your seat. Be careful these metal bits here. Don't dig into anything. But I'm just going to leave that out the way. Will it stay there in the back? Yeah, it will stay there in the back. But what I'll do is I'll put the back seat belt around it. Look. Oh, there you go. I'll put the back seat belt around it. That'll keep it out of the way. I won't shut that fully. There we go. Right. So, what have we got here now? So we can now start to look at the floor, and we're going to have to work out how to get this carpet stuck under this. Now this little, you should better get under this sill plate and pull that up. There we go, that's that. If you've got illuminated sill plates, you'll be connected by a cable. I'm not too worried about that, but you can see the carpet here is coming under here. Now that should give me enough leeway there to get the carpet out. Now, as I said, I've never done this before, but it looks like I can just untuck that from there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's going, isn't it? I don't know how, but maybe that's enough. Maybe that's enough to have a look what's going on. Right. Right, the amp looks like it's under this metal plate here. Right, so I think what we're going to have to do is take off this vent. This is the heater blower that blows the heated, cooled air for the rear passengers. And I think I'm going to have to take this and take this plate out. But I'm going to have to work that out. But maybe let's get this out first. Right, one thing I missed there. You were probably all screaming at me. I'm undo that screw there. So let's have a look. It looks like it's one of these plastic rivet things that you should in theory be able to unscrew, but don't press too hard. And then that should allow us to pull that rivet out. And you can actually, I have just pulled, if you pull on this, you can pull it out a bit more if your carpet's tight. We can try and get us a little bit more room on that. Right, there we go. Right, let's have this out now. So 10mm socket. flanged nut. Let's have a... Right, you got that, George? See that?
Yep.
Yeah. Right, then. Put that carefully. Where should you put that? Put that up in there. So can you see the amplifier, George, with the heatsink on it? It's
Yeah.
under here. Right. One, two. Now. Okay, so that just lifts out there. So that just goes over that ducting there, and that's just a duct for the rear. Right. Oh, lose that. Right. Now where have we got to go now? We've got to try and find where this big plate ends. Oh my goodness me, it ends all the way down there. Right, now. There we go. I think that'll all go back in. Put that under my chair. Look at that, my chair's coming super handy. Right, so it looks like we've got to undo these bolts here now. Again, 10mm, luckily. Alright then. So you can have a look round there, George, while we're doing it. So obviously you can see that the seats, this is where the seat goes on these big supports here. It'll be easier with a ratchet. I'm not going to get the ratchet. Let me loosen these off and these ones down the bottom, because you don't want to watch me just undo nuts. And then I think we're ready to lift this metal plate out. Right, that's the rear two, which I'm pretty sure is the same as these front ones. Now I'm just looking here, George. If you have a look near those rear bolts, there's some tricky little folded down bits. It's like what? It's like it's located in there. We'll have a look at that in a minute. Let's just look at this last bolt. Right, yep. So they're all the same. So we're doing good. All bolts the same. Now I'm hoping this is gonna lift up now. Now it's got the cables. I might just be able to pull that, or I might need to get a tool on it. Let's have a look. Oh, that's tight. Let's have a look if it'll lift out the way for now. Because what we could do is put some pliers on the back of that, because that's just, I might be able to do it with my fingers. Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. That's easy enough. So right, let's put that out the way, because those edges are sharp on that, and they'll scratch something. Right, so this is our amplifier. So it looks like it's held down. Now it looks like we've got two choices here. We can undo the bracket bolts here, or we can just undo these top four. I think is going to be the easier for, and just hold it down to the, and it's 10mm again. We're 10mm all the way with this one. So you see these orange, oh, there's a flanged nut again. Yeah, right. See these orange cables here? These are the fibre optic cables that come into the amplifier. On the MOST bus, it's called MOST, which stands for, I've forgotten what it stands for, optical something. But it's the optical bus that does all the entertainment system. So it doesn't actually send conventional audio signals from the head unit to the amp. It sends it as light patterns through the optical fibre, and then the speakers plug into here. So when we get this off, we should be looking for speaker plugs, the speaker wires that will go to the speakers. Now I'm not sure how many speakers there are. I was reading last night, and there's a subwoofer and 10 other speakers, I think, on this one. So obviously in the doors we've got speakers, in the dash we've got some speakers, and I think the subwoofer, and we'll probably do another video on that, do a little pointy thing, George. When we've done it, we'll do a little link there, and we'll put the video for how to get to the other seat out and have a look at the subwoofer. Right, while I've been waffling on, I've undone those four. Right, let's have a look. Okay, so that's the amplifier. Right, I'm just trying to see what's. It might be easier to take the cables out, flip it over that way, just to get to see what's happening. Right, now I think all the tabs are going to be on the opposite side, but I can feel something under there. Right, there. So what we've got there is you've got to press that middle bit there, and by pressing that middle bit, it releases that one. I guess it's going to be the same on all of these. It's a little frustrating because it's upside down. Let me have a look. What? This optical bus. What's that got going on? Whoa, let's get down here, George, and have a look. It looks like it's got a little. It's got that thing there. Look. So we can push that one. Again, careful with those optical wires there. Now this, I think, is for the serial communication. I think this is for your USB. Another. I've seen that one there. And what is that written on it there? Oh, that's written amplifier. Look. So that's some handy wiring they've put on. Right, let's have a look how. Yep. Again, there's a little yellow button you've got to press there to release that connector. Right, we're getting there. What is that one? I don't know what that one is. That's just got two wires. Look, it's got that massive connector. It was the same on the L405 as well. Oh, this one's a bit trickier. He's not having it. Right, these two are. I'm struggling upside down to find the release. They might have pulled out. Let's have a look. I've got the others out now. I might better get a little bit more. I've got a little bit more visibility of them that way up. So what do we reckon? Looks like we've got to put that little bit down up there. I did have a screwdriver earlier. I'll probably. Oh, here we go. Oh, I got to push on that. There we go. So let's have a look. What is? Yeah. So you have just got to press on that middle bit there. If you press here, it should lower that little ramp there. But they're quite tight, those. Let's have a go. It's not a great video. It's getting a bit. How's it looking on the camera, George?
It's alright.
It's alright.
Yeah.
That camera is awesome, isn't it?
Mm.
DJI. There we go. Right. Hallelujah. Right, let's have a look. Now on this amp, it should give us some part numbers and tell us what it is. Look, there we go. We're in the light. Here we go. Right. Now this is interesting. So this is what we call the engineering number here. This isn't this BJ32 number. Now this is high. Now underneath here they black it out, but there's premium, which is normally premium 16, which is yellow. Then there's high 12, and I think there's a low 8. And I think this corresponds to 12 speakers 16, but I'm not sure. We'll have a look at this. And I've done a spreadsheet, and we'll put the link down below in the description field. Can you do a little downy point thing? I'll put the part number that I did for my link to the different amplifiers, because this to me looks exactly like the amplifier on the Sport L494. So I think they're using the same series of amps. So we could upgrade this amp to a premium 16. I might pop into work and get one. Maybe tomorrow. We'll have a look. Right. Right. So let's have a look at the speaker wise. So I think this is to do with USB serial. We've got the fiber optic bus, and when you turn it on, you'll see red light come out of it. And we've done a video, haven't we, George? You helped me on that one.
Yeah.
Fault finding the optical bus. So can you do a little point there? And if I remember, I'll put the link to how you fault find the optical bus. And you can actually shine what we did is we shined the camera down it and did all that stuff. Sorry, this is the optical one. Right, so there are seat wires. So these must be the speaker wires. So these here, I'm pretty sure, are a bundle of speaker wires. And we've probably got a whole chunk of them there going all over the place. Right, so there we go. That's the amp. We'll have a look whether we can plug a different amp in and see if we can get it to work. We'll go and have a look for one. Right, so I've nipped into work, cycled into work, and I've got this new amp. Now this amp is a premium 16, so you can see it's the same label. You can see the blue high 12, if you compare, must be there. So this is the engineering number, and again I've done the spreadsheet with the different. Now this one I've written on here, it's from a Discovery 4 Range Rover Sport 2010, but the box looks the same, doesn't it, George?
Yeah.
Right, the connections look the same, don't they, George?
Yep.
The other side looks the same, doesn't it, George?
Yep.
So what we're going to do is we're going to refit this one and see if it works. It's hard to say whether it's going to sound any better, but I guess if it works, it's got bigger components inside and it'll give it more blasting soundness. We'll have a sonic cathedral of sound yet. Right, let's get and fit this. You guys don't want me to watch me refit it. We'll refit it all. And when you come back, mysteriously, this will all be back together and we'll listen and see if it works. Just before I put the seat back in, I thought I'd show you how nice it is. I've got the old Dyson out and I've vacuumed it all out. So it's all looking super nice and spick and span. Actually, if you're going to get your car clean, it's for the effort of taking the seat out, it's the only way of really getting down and getting it all clean in down the side there. So, right, let's get that seat in. Come on in, George. Let's sit in and have a listen to it. Here we go. There, right. So we've got some music. One thing you want to obviously check before you go is go into your settings and just have a look on your audio settings here. Just see where your bass, your treble and your thing are all. We put the sub up a little bit, haven't we, George? Because we're gangster. We are so not gangster. We got Kiss FM on. Right, better be careful how much of this we play. But yeah, if we
vibes in that, cruise like a four-wheel driving that. Tech time, everything's live in that. I got AJTs on the mic and that. I said Barbie, vibes in that. Cruise like a four-wheel.
Anyway, job done. So you can upgrade your amplifier and it does all work. So we've gone from the, what was it called, George? The 12, the something 12? I forgot what's the high 12 to the premium 16. So there you go. Evoque, how to remove your seat, how to get to your amp, how to upgrade your amp. Done. Good luck with that.